that was good. A lot to react to, more than I expected. So the Xbox Bethesda E3 2021 press conference just wrapped up, and they gave us a lot of meat, a lot to look forward to, especially considering I've been kind of putting it out there. I've been predicting kind of like a slow E3 news season just because of the pandemic and how everything has been going on. But it does look like there is no slouch of information and games coming out. I thought this was a pretty good presentation. There's a lot of stuff that's still a ways out, like Fable, which we didn't see, Perfect Dark, which we didn't see. I am totally comfortable and totally accepting and willing to wait for stuff like that. But the stuff that we got to see, I am pretty pumped about. I don't think there was like a ball drop, like mic drop, show-stopping moment, but I thought it was consistent and informative. And again, just giving me things to look forward to. I don't ask for a lot other than that. So yeah, I think pretty good. It was really fun to watch this at home. I got my chicken tendies ready. I'm like a gross dude. So I kicked back and watched it here alone, and I have a lot that I want to react to. I want to just point out some of my favorite stuff. So first of all, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is what it's going to be called. We know it's coming April 28th, 2022. I had to look at my notes here. And it looked incredible. Visually, Stalker vibe-wise, there's still that sense of like weird misery I was hoping for. I think people who aren't into Stalker might compare this to something like the most recent Metro, but it should be pretty damn different. We got to see some combat that looked pretty good. We also got to see doing some science. We got to see large open environments, a lot of dialogue. I'm just kind of all about this. I'm very excited. This one I'm still going to probably play on PC. I feel like these are PC games, but I'm really excited just because it's been so long since a Stalker game and they were groundbreaking at the time. So how can it be groundbreaking this time other than some insane, crazy graphics and just art design? We shall see. Also, just want to point out too, I'm not going totally in order, but Back 4 Blood Game Pass Day 1, that's pretty huge. That's a good value. So yeah, I'm very happy I have that subscription. Oh wow, wasn't it crazy? I didn't see this coming. Outer Worlds 2, that's great. I actually thought that the Outer Worlds was going to be like a property that kind of, once the dust settled between the Xbox Bethesda acquisition and also the Xbox buying Obsidian and everything, I thought that once all that dust settled, the Outer Worlds as a brand was going to be left to the wayside, and thankfully that's not the case. I'm very much happy to see Xbox specifically, even though they supported the game already, but I'm happy that moving forward they're still very much down with letting Obsidian make some Obsidian-ass RPGs. I think that's good. Granted, I still want to see what else Obsidian is working on. I want to see Avowed. That's still very much probably a ways off, but still. Also, I thought it was a really good trailer. I like when, if we have to get cinematic trailers, I like when they're a little tongue-in-cheek. I thought that was entertaining. That's just me. Also, new Avalanche Studios game, Contraband. It's going to be co-op, open world. That's really all they said, but the vibe was cool. Again, that's something that's probably a ways off, but I was like, all right, cool. That should be interesting. I guess while we're on the co-op open world thing, let's talk Redfall. This was the last thing. This was the big, like, one more thing, which the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, they're saving Big Phil for something crazy. He's going to come out and he's going to be like, we bought Konami's games or something. I don't know. Redfall, it's coming summer 2022, and it's a new game from Arcane, the people behind Dishonored and stuff, and Deathloop, and a million other things. So this is going to be an Xbox exclusive, and it's going to be an open world first-person shooter with up to 4 players cooperatively, and it seems to me like Fortnite Vampires. I don't know. That's just the vibe I got from this cinematic trailer. It's a long cinematic trailer, very much setting a vibe and a tone. Judging from social media and talking to some friends, seems like people are really into it. For me, I was like, wow, they really seem to believe in this thing. I just don't get it. It didn't click with me yet. It has a lot of things I like. Horror elements, shooting and cool guns and stuff. Vampires, obviously. So I'm in, but it's still early. There's nothing really for me to go on. So I'm going to wait and see on that one, but I'm hyped that other people are really pumped about it. Different strokes for different folks. Like, they announced a Plague Tale Requiem, and I like freaked out. That was like my yeah moment, because Plague Tale Innocence was so awesome. It's still like an incredibly underrated game. I've been banging the drum for that game for a while, so I apologize if you've heard me a million times before. But if you just want like a good single player narrative adventure, that was right there staring you in the face. And I'm happy that they're making a sequel because that game was sick. It was cinematic. It was awesome. It was visually incredible. It was grim, but also touching and gory, but also like just fantastically beautiful. So I really hope that the sequel can live up to that. I did get my favorite type of announcement though. There's a specific E3 type of thing. I love when they announce something in the summer and it's coming out this fall and that's it. So Forza Horizon 5. It's a thing, and it's coming out November 9th. That's great. I love racing games. You probably wouldn't think that by hanging out with me. But I love racing games so much. I play almost every single one. One day, my dream setup is to have like a racing wheel and a chair somewhere. I don't really have the real estate right now, but this new Forza Horizon takes place in Mexico, and it is said by them to be the biggest world yet that they've made. They're using photogrammetry for a lot of the landscape. Graphically, it looks pretty insane. Obviously, like it's got some of the ray tracing stuff. It's got the frame rate, the resolution, and it's a racing game. It's meant to look sexy, so I get that. But just the way they went into it a little bit, they detailed the photogrammetry tech. They detailed capturing like, I think it was 8 or 12K screen captures of recordings of the sky above Mexico. I like crazy weird stuff like that, insights into making games, but also I just like driving around. And I think it's cool that they're talking about how they're shaking up the Horizon formula, because I like Forza Horizon. I like their emphasis on fun and a little bit of arcade racing, but I like that they're shaking it up. They're doing more link stuff and how they serve you activities, how multiplayer works, and also more creativity stuff. This new lab where you can make goofy game modes. Plus the environment variety itself looks pretty damn amazing. So I'm really excited. I like these games, not even just for the racing, which is very fun and very accessible and just fast, but also they do have like a weird sense of exploration to them, and kind of exploring the regions that they design is always really cool. Also, it has a racing battle royale, which some games have kind of experimented with that, but like the Forza version in a big map like that, I'm kind of in. I know everybody's sick of battle royale. Yeah, I get it, but are you sick of battle royale with cars? Now the cars just need guns and the cycle is complete. Also, just want to say Atomic Heart getting gameplay of that and kind of it being put in front of mainstream audiences is really cool. I've been following that game for a long time, and to see it front and center at like an Xbox, like a big publisher E3 conference is really nice to see. Also, Somerville caught my eye, and it is completely my shit. Like, I love Inside. It's one of my favorite games ever. I love the Little Nightmares games. I just like that type of experience, that type of vibe, even that type of kind of art style, even though it varies. But this looks incredibly cool. I love the idea of an Inside or Limbo type experience where you're a family and there's all this crazy stuff going on. This trailer, there's a lot to chew on, even from just a visual design standpoint, and also just scenario, like with what's going on and what the game is going to make you play through. I am so in for that one. Another one that really blew me away that I didn't see coming is Replaced, which the trailer starts kind of like the slow burn. I loved how it was just like, oh, it's another like quirky art style, like, you know, 32-bit whatever type of thing that's a little modern. And then when the music hits and the combat hits, where it's this like crazy melee combat with some gun stuff with those environments and the weird visual design, I was like all about it. It visually, at first you could write it off as another indie project that has that style, but when you really look at it, especially if you watch like the higher resolution after the stream, there's a lot going on there, and it seems really cool. That is from Sad Cat Studios and Coat Sync. I don't really know much about that at all, but I can't wait to look into this further, because yeah, wow. Also, Halo Infinite, you know, there's a lot on this one. There's a lot riding on this one. I said this, like, they had to really come out and really make us believe. It was short. I really wonder if it's still coming out. They said holiday 2021. Who knows? So I've said this before. I don't care graphically how Halo really looks. It just has to be good. It has to be fun. They have to have a new compelling reason as to why they made another Halo game, besides money, obviously. So what we got to see, that cutscene, that cutscene was Halo-ass shit. That I was watching and I was like, this is Halo. Like, this is like everything about it, the vibe, the heroic tone, the like mythic, just to whatever, everything Chief was doing, floating through space, and then the whole Cortana thing, and like there was like emotion behind it, and the music was incredible. Like, that's the stuff. That's why I like Halo, obviously as like a single player gamer. But yeah, that was cool. Then we got a glimpse at the multiplayer, which again, I think that has a lot riding on it. And from what I saw, it looks good. It looks like good Halo multiplayer. Little shakeups, different vehicle designs. Hopefully just a good emphasis on fun factor and just craziness and some customization. I don't know. It was a well-made multiplayer trailer, but we got to see more of that. So yeah, I feel better about Halo Infinite. Like, maybe it's not going to be this like complete disaster that a lot of people were making it out to be last year with Craig and just the underwhelming presentation. Honestly, the story thing, the cutscene, just helped me. I was like, oh, okay, I want to experience that at least. Then, of course, Starfield. We got Starfield right at the start. It actually leaked like 20 minutes before the presentation went live, so I kind of got up on it early. So it's coming November 11th, 2022. That is far away. According to people online, it's only an alpha right now. So it's still a ways away. And I am personally of the thing, like, I would have rather have just waited and not see anything. But we did get to see something. We got to see seemingly an in-engine cinematic, just kind of like of a liftoff. We also know that it is a new engine that they've been working on for years. It's called the Creation Engine 2. We'll see what that really amounts to. But cool little detailed filled trailer with like little things, but not really much to go on other than vibe building, incredible music. We know the fact that they said it takes place hundreds of years in the future, but what I like to see is that it's still like real space. It's like real ass space where it still looks like everything is a pain in the ass. Like when you lift off in a spaceship, you still have to wear a spacesuit and flip 1,000 switches and all these thrusters have to engage, and it's this big process. So it's like tangible, real space. I think that's what can make it really interesting. But again, I'm spitballing because we don't really know much, and it's gonna be a while. But that's kind of the point I was trying to get here. Like, there's at least stuff to look forward to. Obviously, I don't have time to talk about everything. I just talk about like the stuff I was really pumped about. But there's a lot of things sprinkled throughout, like Psychonauts releasing this summer, just more crazy stuff getting added to Game Pass. There is a consistent flow of cool shit, nice little surprises. But I think the future, a year from now or so, or two or whatever, is really exciting. I know that frustrates some people that might want to play new stuff right now, but as someone who is in this for life, playing video games, like, all right, see you there, man. So I want to talk to you guys in the comments about this. I want to hear one thing. Whether you're a lurker and you don't comment, that's fine. But if you do comment, I want to hear if you can name 2 specific things from the Xbox Bethesda event that you enjoyed the most, or you were the most surprised by the most, or you're looking forward to the most. If you could narrow it down to 2 things, definitely let me know those 2 things. I really want to hear that. But of course, as you guys probably know, if you're watching by now, I'm optimistic. I like video games. I hope for the best. So I just want to say, you could have clicked on anyone to react to Xbox Bethesda E3 stuff, but you clicked on me, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I'll be talking about a couple of other things throughout the next week or so. I still got to put out a Ratchet & Clank video. It's awesome. Not my video, the game. I mean, maybe the video is awesome if you like it. But anyway, if you did appreciate this video and you enjoy just hanging out with somebody who talks about stuff they like, clicking the like button helps me. I would appreciate that. And, if you're new around here, clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell isn't a big deal because I'm not going to spam you with videos, but I put out a few videos a week. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.